Is Genshin Impact a dead game? Short answer, no, it's not. There are still future updates coming, there are still new characters coming, so no, Genshin Impact itself is not a dead game. It's very easy to see why people would think that the game could be dying, or how people could get bored, since once you hit endgame, there isn't an endgame to talk about really. Especially if you're playing the game casually and don't care about Spiral Abyss. I mean, for content creators, we play a lot more and find things to share, find ways to make videos, but for casual players, there isn't anything to do aside from the daily login. If you want more or rep, I mean, there's the weekly bounties, and there's always the weekly bosses, but outside of that, there isn't a whole lot to keep you busy. Sure, Genshin Impact was, at least for me, my very first gacha I ever really got into, so for me, resin was a weird thing to wrap my head around. I didn't like the fact that I was limited on things that I could do, and I would hear people say that people would get burned out if there wasn't resin, but now people are getting burned out because there is resin, so what? Now this is just my opinion, but resin and stuff is just a way to time gate people. It just prevents them from playing longer, which I kind of understand, but I also don't, because, like, yes, it gives people a reason to log in every day, but they want content creators. It's really hard to be a content creator when there's one, no content, and two, everything is gated by resin when you do try to stream it to show content, so you only get like 3 to 4 runs in a stream, if that, unless you're an established content creator and can afford the primo gems to refresh, or if you're a whale and do so anyway. Outside of that, you're basically just running around the world killing elites for Mora and picking berries and flowers and hitting rocks, because there's nothing spammable. And sure, I've seen the arguments that if the game didn't have resin, people would burn out because it would have less reason to keep logging in, and to that I say I don't think that's true at all. I mean, Warframe, World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy XIV, Monster Hunter, these are all games that have no restrictions on the amount of content that you can do every day, and people are still playing them. The games still have a very healthy following. Why? Because they have spammable content that you can do over and over and always be progressing your characters. And let's be real, if there was no resin tied to artifacts, you could farm them every day for weeks and still most likely not have all the substats that you want or need for your carries and supports. Artifact RNG farming alone could keep people playing the game and streaming the game more each day. And please, if anything is heard by Mihoyo from this video, please let it be that we need a spammable dungeon type content that is not resin gated. The Dungeon Warriors event, or was it the Labyrinth Warriors? One of the two, I have it on screen, was cool. This Misty Dungeons event right now is very fun. Like, they are showing they could do spammable dungeons. They're making them, but they're leaving them in time limited events and then they just get deleted. Like, just leave them, if anything else, and just tie Heroes Wit books and Mora to them. That way we just have a farmable way to get experience in Mora that isn't the leyline flowers, because you could kind of just remove those and just move them into farmable dungeons. That would make it way more fun. Also, you can make these spammable dungeons have floors similar to like Abyss levels in Neo, or even Abyss levels in their own game Spiral Abyss. Like, just have them go further and further and get harder and harder. Don't put a time limit to them though. No one wants the time limit. You can make them keep going farther and farther, and Once they're level 100, what would you do? Well, you can keep increasing their health and their damage, eventually to a point that you'll want that people will be able to go into a co-op and find people to help them once they get to floors they can't clear anymore and they want to go deeper. That would incentivize co-op play more, which the game doesn't do otherwise. The potential is there that they can make this game so much bigger than it already is. They just have to add some sort of spammable, farmable content that can keep people engaged. And it's not that hard. Just add Labyrinth Warriors back, but make it permanent. Add Misty Dungeon, make it permanent. Make these farmable for Mora or Heroes Wit. You guys think about the current state of the game? Do you think it's dead or dying? What keeps you logging in every day? Let me know in the comments below. If you liked the video, please leave a like. If you want to sub to the channel, that'd be greatly appreciated. It really helps me out in making future Genshin content. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.